Kevin Durant could be returning to the Golden State Warriors. As you all know, the Warriors are looking to make some big moves this offseason in order to become a championship team again, and the rumor around the NBA is that Kevin Durant could be making a comeback, and Golden State Warriors have actually reached out in order to make that happen. So we're going to be going through 5 reasons why this is perfect for the Golden State Warriors. So make sure to like this video, and guys, 92% of you are still not subscribed to the channel, so it'd mean the world that you could subscribe to the channel, hit that red button down below. The first is that Kevin Durant is a scoring machine. Now, as you all know, KD is definitely one of the best scorers in the league right now. He stands at 6'10", but a lot of players say that he is already 7 foot, 240 pounds, moves like a guard, shoots like a guard, but is the size of a power forward. And I think this is what makes Kevin Durant so dangerous, especially when it comes to scoring. He's able to post you up, take you on one-on-one from the perimeter, and he can pretty much score on inside and the outside very easily. This season, he actually averaged 29.1 points, which was fantastic to see. But I do think what's most impressive about this season as well for Kevin Durant is that he had a very good effective field goal percentage, and actually had the highest effective field goal percentage he has ever had in his whole career. In this 2022-2023 season, he actually had an effective field goal percentage of 65%. Yes, guys, you heard that right, 65%. And to show you just how effective he is at scoring, in the 8 games he played during the regular season with the Phoenix Suns, he was shooting 57% from the field, but shot 54% from the 3-point line. Guys, he was shooting 54% from the 3, which was honestly insane. And one of the reasons for this was due to the fact that there were so many scorers in Phoenix Suns when it came to DeAndre Ayton or Devin Booker, that he was able to get those shots open and hit it very consistently. And I think that's why he would be a perfect fit for Golden State Warriors once again. We all know how great Steph Curry can be as a scorer, also Klay Thompson, and now adding Andrew Wiggins to that mix, it opens the floor up for someone like Kevin Durant to not only just score, but score efficiently and score at a very high rate. We all know Kevin Durant can put the ball in an ISO situation, but give him an open 3, give him an open layup, and he is hitting that 9 out of 10 times. And that's why I think it would be fantastic to have Kevin Durant back in the Golden State Warriors uniform. It does seem that the year didn't go as planned, as they did actually end up losing in the playoffs, and because of that, I definitely do see Kevin Durant wanting to go somewhere where he actually has a chance to win an NBA championship. When it comes to his scoring ability, it really is second to none, but I do think what this adds value to a team like Golden State Warriors is definitely having a scorer that's more of a wing type player or more of a forward type player. If we look at the big men, we have Kevon Looney and Draymond Green. Both of them are great defenders and great rebounders. However, none of them can really score at will, and that's where Kevin Durant comes in the mixture. Even when KD was back with the Golden State Warriors, if you didn't know, KD and Steph Curry had one of the greatest pick and roll plays we have ever seen, due to the fact that Kevin Durant could score so well and also Stephen Curry. And to have that duo back in action running that pick and roll, I think it will not only just open up a lot of options for them two, but also open up options for people like Klay Thompson, also Andrew Wiggins, and the list really does go on and on. But having another scorer of Kevin Durant's caliber honestly makes Golden State Warriors even that much better and that much more of a threat from the 3-point line and also scoring in general. The second is Kevin Durant's great defensive presence. Now, I know this may come to a surprise to you because not many people know that Kevin Durant is a defender, but you do have to realize he's 6'10", he moves like a guard, 240 pounds. He is definitely going to be able to defend a good amount of players. And this is something that the Golden State Warriors definitely need. As you all know, the Golden State Warriors run a pretty small lineup, even all the way up to Kevon Looney. If we look at the power forward and center position, we see that Draymond Green is starting at power forward, where he's actually only 6'6", and then you have someone like Kevon Looney, who surprisingly, even though is a great rebounder, only stands at 6'9". So they could use a lot of height, and that's one of the reasons why a lot of people thought that they lost to the LA Lakers, that they were just too big, especially when it came to guarding players like Anthony Davis in the paint. And I think having someone like KD, who's 6'10", is able to play that power forward position when needed to get, you know, good contests on shots over tall players such as Anthony Davis for that matter. I think it will be great to have him on that defensive end. Now, he may not be an absolute defensive stopper, but height is might in today's game, and I do think it is important to have someone like him in the team. If we look at the defensive stats so far for him this season, especially with the Brooklyn Nets, where he played a majority of the season, he was actually averaging a great 6.7 rebounds and also had 0.8 steals and 1.5 blocks. So guys, he was doing a fantastic job on defense, and it was literally going unknown due to the fact that he was averaging 30 points defense on top of this. So this is something about KD's game that I feel it is so slept on, and Golden State Warriors can definitely use a little bit of that defensive up that they need due to the fact that they really had a poor defensive rating this season. They actually ranked 20th for the season in defensive rating, and I think this is something, especially from a Golden State Warriors team that was ranked number 1 the year before, especially winning that NBA championship, they definitely need to fix. Now obviously losing players in the past offseason had definitely taken a huge effect on the defensive rating, and one of the reasons why they thought that they lost a lot of defense this season. However, I do believe adding someone like KD back into the lineup could definitely help that and get it going once again. If we also look at their rebounding or total rebounding this season, it did remain pretty well at ranking number 8, so I think that is really good to see that. But I think overall defensive in a general sense is definitely something that the Golden State Warriors need to improve on, and adding someone like Kevin Durant can definitely provide that due to the fact that he is 6'10", can guard players 1 through 5 at any point, and can really do a fantastic job on switches, which is something that this Golden State Warriors definitely need, especially when it comes to a new player. The third is that Kevin Durant has played with the Warriors before. Now I think this is something that is so important. We especially see it in today's game where a lot of superstars tend to team up together. People think it's going to be the greatest team possible, and it just doesn't work out that way, and there can be a lot of factors to that. However, one of the reasons is that maybe teams and also the players that they got just don't mesh well together, and this is something we saw with the Phoenix Suns this season. This was a perfect example. Everyone thought Kevin Durant going to a team that recently just made the NBA Finals, such as the Phoenix Suns, who have Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, also Chris Paul, were guaranteed to win this NBA championship, and they got knocked around by the Denver Nuggets very easily. And I think this is something that plays a huge part when it comes to NBA superstars joining and making super teams. Sometimes it doesn't work out always the best. However, with Kevin Durant being a part of the Golden State Warriors back in the day and being a part of 2 championships definitely does show that KD in a Warriors uniform definitely does work. I think it's due to the fact that a lot of the players in the Golden State Warriors, such as Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and all these great players, are willing to make sacrifices in order for the better for the team. I think this is something that is super important and something that definitely needs to be touched on ever since, you know, someone like KD has left. That with KD coming back, they definitely have a great shot with the current roster to win another NBA championship. And with KD being able to be very versatile in offense and defense, makes it a lot easier for someone like Steve Kerr to coach the Golden State Warriors and to create plays for someone that has already played with them before. So his playstyle definitely does match that of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and even Draymond Green, and adding other players to the mix this time around, such as Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, who's now even 10 times better, and also other players who are better now, such as Kevon Looney. It definitely makes it a recipe for success for KD to come back and win more championships in a Golden State Warriors uniform. It really does come down to how players play with each other, and having KD in a Warriors uniform before definitely does show that he has a capability of bringing this team back to an NBA championship spot and winning that ring once again, and probably even doing it with ease in that matter. The fourth is that Kevin Durant and the rest of the Warriors are on their last final years as being at their peak. Now I think this is something that is a little bit sad, as we all are Warriors fans, but Stephen Curry's getting older, so is Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and also now even Kevin Durant. KD is age 34 and he is heading into 35, and I do think it is important to actually understand that players such as KD, Steph, they are getting older and they may not be able to win an NBA championship, and this is probably the last couple of years that they will be able to do that. One of the reasons for this is that father time always wins, guys, and we have seen this happen to certain players. I think KD is definitely on his last few years of playing the best peak possible basketball that he can play, and because of that, I definitely do believe that someone like KD should join a team like Warriors, or also Stephen Curry may be on his last couple of years, same with Klay and also Draymond Green. There was a lot of talk this season saying that Klay Thompson was definitely done for. Now that he is getting older and with his season-ending injuries, he just hasn't been the same, and that is basically going to be the case with KD and Stephen Curry one day, and as sad as that may seem, it may come to a day like that. So this may be a last hoorah or last opportunity that KD can really have to win another NBA championship, and since he has done it before in a Golden State Warriors uniform, might as well do it all over again. I definitely don't see him winning a ring with the Phoenix Suns. As you all know, the GM has actually let go of the head coach of the Phoenix Suns and are looking to change things up, but I don't believe that is enough for them to actually win an NBA championship, as sometimes championship DNA is just built into certain players. Chris Paul continues with the curse of not being able to win a ring before he retires, and I think KD has a better opportunity to actually win that with someone that has won multiple NBA championships, and not on just one player but multiple NBA players like that, whether it's Klay Thompson, now also Steph Curry, and also Draymond Green. So it is very important for someone like KD to join a team in his last few years that have the greatest opportunity to win, and I think being someone like KD joining Golden State Warriors could definitely be that opportunity. The fifth is that Kevin Durant has championship DNA. Now I think we all know this. Kevin Durant did win 2 rings with the Golden State Warriors. He did win also 2 finals MVP, and also is a 2-time All-Star MVP as well. So he has a lot of accolades under his belt, but he knows what it takes to win an NBA championship, and that is definitely something that this Golden State Warriors is definitely lacking. Now don't get me wrong, the Warriors team is very good. However, with a couple different changes to the team, it does seem that the younger players are getting a lot more game time, but they don't have the same amount of playoff and championship experience as everyone else. And that's why we saw, especially in certain games against the Los Angeles Lakers, Steve Kerr were running his players into the ground, playing 25, 30, even 30 plus minutes a game. I think this is something that was super important when it came to what Warriors are really lacking, and that is more championship DNA in their roster. They definitely can get someone like Kevin Durant on their roster again, and I think having someone like him who understands the game, understands what it takes to win in the playoffs and win an NBA championship, can definitely help them get there where they need to be, which is back in an NBA title championship spot, and also win the Larry O'Brien trophy.